Have you noticed that God is moving powerfully in the professional sports world? Like the NBA, the NFL, the UFC, which the UFC is the one I follow the most. But it's been crazy how often UFC fighters are praising Jesus after their fights. They're having these bloody wars, they're having this crazy violent interaction, and then afterwards they pay respect to the fighters, and then they're praising Jesus. It's so beautiful to see. These professional athletes have money, fame, have all these pleasures in life, but yet God is still so deep in their hearts. So it's really amazing to see. But there was a story that came out earlier this week from a UFC fighter, and it really impacted me and really moved my heart and soul. So I wanted to share it with you guys. For some quick context, this is Jorge Masvidal, who is a retired UFC fighter. And he's talking about how one of his ex-opponents, one of his previous opponents, invited him to his baptism. What's significant about this baptism is there's a lot of bad blood between these guys. It was between Ben Askren and Jorge Masvidal. Not sure if you know the history, but I'll quickly summarize it. A lot of trash talk, a lot of beef, a lot of social media back and forth leading up to the fight. And then the night of the fight, it ends in the first round, under 10 seconds, by a flying knee that Jorge Masvidal delivers to Ben Askren. In case you haven't seen it, here's the video.
Game Bread is in the building, and these guys just flapping gums at each other any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see!
Oh my goodness!
Askren stiff as a board!
Oh my goodness!
But safe to say, they were not good afterwards. Fast forward, Ben Askren is also retired, and this was last year, May 2025. He got a severe staph infection, and he was literally having the biggest fight of his life. The staph infection went from into his bloodstream, which caused a double lung transplant. He was in a coma for 45 days, and he was medically pronounced dead 4 times. They did not think he was going to make it, but by God's miracle and by his fighter spirit, Ben Askren is still here today. The story doesn't end there. He awoke and he found this new appreciation for life, God, and his family. And he shares that although his wife was Christian, for 15 years, he would go to church with his wife, but he would be a self-proclaimed atheist. He would just openly say, I'm here to just support my wife. I don't believe in God or Jesus or anything. But of course, now after that, he now has found a relationship with God. Fast forward to this video where he gets baptized and he invites Jorge Masvidal, who shares how impactful that moment was.
Now, as you guys know, I was just chilling, which were a lot of people used to call my arch nemesis. And all I can say is I got nothing but respect for this guy and admiration, the way that he's pulled through. And if you don't know who I'm talking about because you live under a rock, of course I'm talking about the great Ben Askren himself. I never in a million years would have imagined that this guy would want me anywhere near him, his family, his wife and kids. But he called me, got in contact with the group, asked us to come out for his baptism, and I was more than humbled, everybody. I still can't believe it. It was such a humbling experience. I've done a lot of cool things in life. This might have been one of the coolest ones I've ever done. It was just crazy to see. What's crazy to see, though, is that, you know, for those that know Ben, he's always been like a strong atheist. I would say, you know, proud to an extent of being an atheist. And he dies 4 times clinically. He gets pronounced dead, and he comes back a God-fearing man. And that just moved me in such a powerful way that it's still just talking about it. I get goosebumps. It shakes me to my core. Seeing everything that he came through to be back with his family, with his wife, you know, it was just impressive as can be. And, you know, not as impressive, but still up there for me is that he invited me to be there. And it just shows the power of God. When God touches you, it just changes your life, your ego, everything. your perception of life just changes. You know, out of 1,000,000 people he could have had at this baptism, he asked me to be there, and it was just one of the most humbling experiences of my life. So I want to tell Ben here now on camera. I told him in person. I wrote him a nice message after as well. Thank you, brother, because that really opened up my eyes to what life is and what life is about. So thank you, Ben, because I've learned a lot about you. So Ben, no, but love and respect for you, my brother. Soldier.
I hope this video impacts you, especially in a time when we are so divided and there's so much hatred and division and animosity. I really resonated with this, and I'm asking God, not just in my personal life, I see it with family and people I know, but even in a global level, I want God to pour his spirit out and to help us mend this division, help us be united, because that's truly what he wants for us, right? To have love and peace. Thanks again for your time. God bless you. God watch over you. And until the next one, okay?